Yes, we do collaborate with them, in particular with the Berne Union. The Berne Union is a professional association, as you know. They do have a number of principles which the WTO can certainly expect to work with. And so we have been in contact with them for many years. They are part of the so-called WTO expert group on trade finance. We like to have all the players on trade finance around the table once or twice a year, not only to be able to read the markets, but also to be able to steer a number of projects that the different players of the industry find useful, not only for themselves, but also for the industry as a whole, and for trade in the end. This is what we're looking at. The financing gaps are, as you know, estimated to be in Africa around $110 billion a year and around $1 trillion for Asia, as estimated by the Asian Development Bank. Now, what are multilateral institutions doing about it? First, there's a network of so-called trade finance facilitation programs, and I think the WTO has been one of the sponsors of this at the G20 in other institutions for these partners to develop a worldwide network of trade finance facilitation programs. Now, there's another thing which is very important to us, is that part of this gap reflects a knowledge gap. The knowledge gap is the ability of the local banking sector to respond to the needs of their traders and the counterparties of their traders. And I think what there is to be done there is a greater cohesion of the different efforts by institution, the International Chamber of Commerce, the Berne Union, but also the Multilateral Development Bank. All of them have training programs. I think a better integration and the development of these training programs around the world would be a good thing to do to close the knowledge gap, which itself is at the origin of some of the financing gap. Well, at the present moment, world trade is subject to some uncertainty, in particular due to the reduction in trade in some of the large emerging markets. So certainly world trade is feeling the impact of this. But at the same time, there are also sources of growth. EU is back again in the positive numbers. The US is also pulling demand at the present, world demand at the present moment, and other areas in the world, in South America and other areas. I cannot tell you a number for this year, but certainly not as much growth as we have seen in the past.